welcome back to day 2 of Equip 2024.
Yeah, we got a ton of cool new tools to see from all your favorite brands. You should probably get started.
This is the Tool Show.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah, and this is day 2 of the biggest outdoor power equipment show in the country.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff for us to cover today, so we should probably get going.
Yeah, let's go.
We're back here in the Honda booth at Equip 2024. I'm here with Brian, who's walking us through their brand new battery-powered push motors. Brian, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Tell us about this brand new line of mowers.
We are introducing 4 new lawn mowers today. And if you look at them very closely as we pan through, what you will see is they look very identical, or very similar at least, to the gasoline engine.
Yeah, they do.
And we've used a lot of the shared components. So the steel deck from the HRN, remember, had a GCV 170 on there. We've electrified it in a sense, and we go to a 1.5 kilowatt DC brushless motor. We keep the same variable transmission on this model. So all of those are the same, the platform's the same, the wheels are the same, the height adjusters are the same, the clip director is the same. So you're not going to see any difference. You're going to have that same durability, the reliability, and
that
the
we're already
quality.
used to from Honda, yeah.
That's right. Twin blade systems are also included through there.
Oh, gotcha.
The next one we come up is to our HRX series. We do make a little bit of a step, so we go from 1 battery system on an HRN to also a 1 battery HRX. The biggest thing you'll notice is we can also use the 2 batteries on this other model for the HRX.
Now, are those batteries running in parallel or serial?
These are what we call hot swappable, so it runs 1 battery down. And
so
then
we're just running, we're adding capacity then.
That's right.
Runtime.
We
Gotcha.
run 2 batteries. We have a 12 amp hour lithium ion battery, 58 volt max, and then we also have an 8 amp hour 58 volt max battery. And in our case, we don't care where you put the batteries. You can put one here. You can add another battery over here. You can swap the batteries over. You can run 1 battery. You can run both batteries.
Awesome.
Anything can be done in your configuration.
What kind of capacity though? If we've got the 8 amp hour battery, how much mowing are we doing?
On 8 amp hours, you can expect around a 30-minute run time.
Okay.
Full rated capacity. And if you're running a 12 amp hour, that will get
45
you about
minutes
45
then?
minutes.
Great. So if I put 2 12s, I can be running for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's great.
A little bit more feature on this, just to kind of explain quickly. This also has an electric transmission. So we replaced the hydrostatic transmission and we replaced the BBC.
Okay.
So now you have a new select drive component for here, and that will drive the system. There's a power button, and you cycle through a plus and a minus to increase your speed. There's
Gotcha.
8 speed settings. Or with the older HRX, we still also keep the select drive variable speed transmission. So a lot of similarity again. So
yeah.
Again, what you knew from Honda, it still stays the same.
Gotcha.
All of it's there. We keep the same components. We keep the same quality. We keep the same reliability.
Gotcha. And I'll notice that this last one has commercial written on there.
That's right. This is our commercial version from the HRC. We upped the motor to now it's a 2 kilowatt motor. It's a 2 battery system, as you saw on the HRX.
Yep.
And also this has a commercial grade electric transmission. We keep very similar controls to the top, so you still have that hydrostatic feeling that you were used to.
Yeah.
But you can have the variable, and you can also feather it from the back of the clutch.
Very cool. All right, so when are we going to be able to buy these guys?
These will be available in spring of next year.
All right, so naturally the question I want to ask too, whenever we see a new battery platform, what's planned for the future? Are we going to be able to purchase our mower and then pop the battery out and do a blower and a string trimmer and a chainsaw? And like, where's Honda with those?
We always are looking into the next vision of future, and a lot of considerations we take into account. So it's really what our customers are demanding. And if they want those features, we would like to know that. We, of course, like to know that through our booth.
I do, but just for what it's worth. I want those things.
Yes,
I want to see Honda's
kind of
name on the side of that stuff for sure.
But
yeah,
that's part of our future technologies and how we want to evolve this battery platform.
Awesome. Brian, thanks so much for the tour. We appreciate it, man. Have a great show.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're in the Toro booth here at Equip 2024. I'm here with Matt, who's going to talk with us about the Toro Flex Force battery platform, specifically the commercial side of things. Matt, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What can you show us?
So starting here on the Revolution series, this can be our commercial grade handheld tools. So here we've got our hedge trimmer. This hedge trimmer is going to have a 26-inch bar along with a 1.2-inch tooth spacing. So it's really going to give you that extra reach that you need when you're doing tough jobs, as well as being able to power through those thick sticks. Along with that then too, we also have our quick flick of the wrist. Oh, there's a little prop there, yeah. Quick little flick of the wrist to go from horizontal to vertical cutting.
Wonderful.
With one push of a button.
I see it. Yeah, you have your button on all edges of that handle too.
Yep, all that there.
That makes sense?
Coming on over to our string trimmer then as well. Now let me tell you, this thing is meant for commercial use. So this thing is going to be a solid steel shaft design. So it's designed to withstand, being thrown in the back of a truck, rattling around on a trailer, all that. Along with that then too, we also have a 1.2 kilowatt motor up here to really power through all that thick brush.
Cool.
And then on the bottom, we have our easy load bump feed head. And this thing's going to hold a whopping 26 feet of line. So plenty of line there to spare. And then lastly, coming on over to our backpack blower. So our backpack blower here is going to have put out 730 CFM at, I believe, 160 miles an hour.
Cool.
Then the backpack here too also opens up, and you're able to store 2 batteries in there.
Are they running in parallel or?
They are in series.
They are
actually.
in series.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can run this with 1 battery in there or 2. You're going to power the equipment just the same.
Gotcha.
And then you're able to equip that with, you could have 2 10 amp hours, 2 amp hours, or a 10 and a 2. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
At Toro, all the Flex Force batteries work with all the Flex Force products.
Very cool.
Yeah. Then last thing I do want to touch on too is along with that battery system, so that backpack can also hook into this Revolution PowerLink tether here. And then you're able to power all the handheld, essentially doubling your runtime by being able to carry 2 batteries on the back, and then also eliminate operator fatigue because you're able to put that weight of the battery on the back.
Yeah, you're not holding it out in your hands.
Hey, absolutely.
That makes sense. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thanks. Appreciate it, Matt.
Yeah, sure time.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
All right, guys, we're still in the Toro booth looking at Flex Force platform. We've got Ben here who's going to show us some of the residential stuff, and I got to be honest, I have to start with this because on this blower, 900 CFM, 165 miles an hour?
That's correct.
Ben, that's insane.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna step back, give us an introduction to the residential side of this, but yeah, tell me all about that blower.
Absolutely, love it. So, big updates from Toro for 2024 and spring of 25. We made a lot of big changes to the lineup we're really excited about. Like you said, 900 CFM, 165 miles an hour.
Sheesh.
Yeah, this gets us, it's currently the most powerful residential blower on the market. What we've done is, so Toro's got a long history in leaf blowers, right? We've taken the core elements of an air system that we have previously developed with aerospace engineers, leveraged some of the key structural features in the fans to really hone in on the fluid dynamics, right? The airflow.
Yeah, sure.
So 900 CFM, that's airflow. This thing's all about airflow.
Yeah.
So the updates we've made, we've taken all the air from the back. All the air comes in from the back, so that now, like when you're holding it by your side, your leg isn't up against the intake. You're not restricting air. So all the air comes from the back.
Okay.
And all the time and effort.
The battery doesn't get in the way of that?
So the battery does sit here.
Okay.
And you nailed it. The key is getting the airflow, even with the battery in that location.
Okay. All right.
So.
But yeah, immediately when you mentioned that, you're getting pulled into your leg, I've 100% been there.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden the power just drops and you look down, it's because it's touching you.
Absolutely.
Because it's pulling from the sides.
Yeah.
So pulling from the back, that makes sense. Keep going, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great, right? So this one comes with a 4 amp hour battery in the back here.
56 volt?
It's a 60 volt system.
Or 60 volt.
Yep,
Gotcha.
60 volt system. The battery that comes with it works on any of our other 60 volt Flex Force tools. Any of them. Also new, a subtle upgrade in terms of ergonomics is our one-tap turbo. So now, if you're the kind of person that likes to just hold the boost button down, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just
press the button,
on, tap off.
All right.
Right. So, and we've also carried forward this forward assist handle right? So this forward assist handle is kind of a vestige of some of the older leaf vac blowers, right?
Yeah.
But the reason we've kept it is because we feel it's a superior ergonomic solution.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason is, like you said, at 900 CFM, it's nice to also, when you're on boost, have another option to hold on
counteract
to this.
that rocking.
And especially
Sure.
if you're going to use it to maybe blow off the leaves that are on top of a car. If you're going to use it in different scenarios, it's really nice to have this forward assist handle. So we've kept it from an ergonomic perspective. This guy's out now. Coming soon will be its little brother.
Okay.
This is 750 CFM.
I love that 750 is the little brother.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So 750. Again, it's got the one-tap turbo, and this comes with a 2.5 amp hour battery.
Very cool.
Last thing I forgot to mention up here, but I think it's key. We talk about all-season performance.
Yeah.
What that means is it's built for the cold. Right, so we've used the same materials that we use in some of our cold weather products, like around the corner here is our snow blowers, right? So we use the same materials for that cold weather, so it performs in cold weather situations.
I bet you could clear a lot of snow with this.
Yeah,
For what it's
exactly.
worth, we've seen people do it.
Yeah.
That we have light enough dusting, and you just grab your blower. It's way quicker just to blow it off your
Absolutely.
mat. That's cool.
So,
All right.
trimmers.
Yeah.
New for 2025. These are coming spring of 2025. We've got two new options.
Both 17s or
One is
16.
17,
There it is.
one is 16. You don't find a lot of 17s in the battery space.
Yeah.
This is one of the widest cutting swaths.
Yep.
You can swap it between 17 and 15. But what's the one thing that most consumers complain about with the string trimmers?
The weight
It's
and the balance.
the balance and
Yeah.
the string, right? So like the string, the loading it, all,
Oh,
anything
for sure.
related to the string. So we have
That cassette looks huge.
a quick load head, and you're right.
Okay.
You're absolutely
Does
right.
it hold a lot of string?
It holds a lot of string. It holds up to 26 feet.
Oh, I
Holds
love
up
that.
to 26 feet in all sizes.
Yeah.
Right, so it holds as 080 all the way up to 105.
Wow.
So it holds up to 26 feet. So quick load, you line it up, and a big wide ergonomic patch to be able to just twist and load the line.
Very cool.
So also on this model, we've got the carbon fiber shaft for weight
Saw
savings.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Keeps it nice and light.
Yep, we've made updates to our mid-shaft coupler to provide a robust feel. So this screw comes captive and retained when you open the product.
So it doesn't fall out.
It doesn't fall out. You don't have to
Thank
go
you for
find
that.
it.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yep. I have lost those.
Exactly.
So yes, thank you.
So it comes installed, super easy to assemble.
All right.
Robust solution, doesn't provide any wiggle or slop. We've also got this textured ergonomic handle. Feel that, Rob.
Oh, that is cool. Like a rubber overmold.
Yeah.
That feels really good. Oh, and back here as well.
Yeah, exactly. We've extended it all the way up here because we find
Is that for resting your arm on it?
100%. Yep, that's
Oh,
what it's
look
for.
at that. Yeah, let me step back here. Sorry. So yeah, so it's got that patch. Oh, so you leverage it off your arm. That is great. Oh, that feels really natural. But yeah, that grip is unbelievably grippy. I like that.
And Rob, if you want to change this ergonomics a little bit, this also telescopes up to 6 inches.
Oh, that's great.
So now you can adjust it, right?
Love it.
Good telescoping option.
Yep.
So
Very, very
multiple
cool.
speeds.
Even have a tether.
Exactly.
A strap
So
mount.
Yep,
Yeah.
strap mount. Yep.
Very, very cool.
So this is the out for spring of 2025 at $249.
that's not bad.
This guy will be $199.
All right.
The difference is aluminum shaft versus carbon fiber,
Yeah.
and 2 versus a 2.5 amp hour battery.
Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Ben.
Hey, thank
really
you.
appreciate the tour.
Yeah,
I'm excited
awesome.
about this. If you have an extra, I feel like I could save money just holding this out my window of my car and getting home. But I'm excited about seeing how that works. But
Great.
thanks again. Really appreciate it.
Of course, yeah, I love it. Thanks so much.
All right, guys, we're back at the Ego booth with Barnaby, who's going to show us this new Ego 30-inch mower. I've been excited about this, Barnaby. Tell us why it's so great.
Well, because we listen to landscapers, and they're like, it's great that you got the 22-inch, it's great that you got the 0 turns, but what about the 30-inch, which is kind of the workhorse of the get through the gates into the backyard sort of thing? So one of the pinch points on the part of 30-inch mower users in gas is that they weigh a lot.
Yeah, they're very,
And
very
out
heavy.
on the West Coast, a lot of people aren't dragging trailers, they have pickup trucks, and then you get two guys trying to take a 200-pound mower out of the back of a truck,
Yeah.
and they get back problems. This is 112 pounds.
Wow.
Because it's got the super composite deck. And you know what? Because a lot of people stress about it, they go, well, if it's not metal, what about wear and abrasion? Extruded metal here where it's going to rub on things.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's going to have peak power, 230 cc, which is what all the other gas ones have.
Sure.
So you got a light mower, a powerful mower, a super cool mower, and it's a prototype at this point. So it's going to be probably a couple of years before it hits the market.
All right.
Because if there's one thing that we do at Ego, it's stress about the details. We want to make sure it's perfect before it hits the market.
All right.
But when it does hit the market, it's going to be a home run, bro.
It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Barnaby.
All right,
Always a
man.
pleasure, bud.
Always
Appreciate
a pleasure.
it. Sorry to interrupt the Equip Expo, but while you guys are busy watching our day 2 coverage, Sarah and I are moving into our new home. And this process has us thinking a lot about security. In our home, we're installing a security system, cameras, a lockbox for deliveries, that sort of thing. But we're also focused on protecting our family from the digital world. And these days, there are a wide range of threats that can affect anyone in your household who goes online. We're talking phishing attacks where bad guys dress up their links to look like your trusted bank and trick you into handing over your passwords and your cash. Malware that can deliver viruses, trojans, worms, and keyloggers. Trust me, all of those things are very bad that lead to you losing your online account and your funds. So how will we protect our family from digital threats? That leads us to this week's sponsor, NordVPN, the fastest VPN on the planet. It does so much more than just mask your location when you're browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro keeps your devices malware-free and your online activities safe from strangers' eyes. How safe? It would take the world's most powerful computer billions of years to unencrypt your data. That's safe. With NordVPN installed, we can rest assured that our entire family is protected from malware and phishing scams, and even monitor the dark web for data leaks that might contain our private information. They can keep your files safe too. Using NordLocker, they keep your files backed up, synced, and protected from snoopers, loss, or malware in the secure cloud. When it comes to our family, Sarah and I take our security seriously, both physically and digitally too. Don't wait to become a victim. Get signed up for NordVPN and take advantage of their many advanced tools, dedicated apps, 24/7 customer service, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. We'll provide a link in the description that will give you access to an exclusive NordVPN deal and 4 months extra. Now, back to the Equip Expo. All right, guys, we decided to come outside to the Equip Expo where we found our favorite yard robot, the first yard robot, the Yarbo. Now, Sarah and I have had a 2023 version of this back at the house that this year easily completely cleared our roundabout, a very large roundabout in front of our house, of snow without needing to do a lick of work. And it's thanks to this guy, Ken, and his team. Ken, I'm really, really excited to see the 2024 version and all these attachments. What's this attachment here on the front right now?
Sure, so this is our lawnmower attachment. It's our second iteration of it. So this has a 21-inch cutting deck. It'll go up to 4 inches cut down to 1.2.
Is that doing that with one blade or with multiple?
2 blades.
Okay, two,
blades.
gotcha.
Yeah, so actually 2 discs, 5 blades per disc.
Oh, awesome, okay.
Yeah, some other new things we have for it is binocular cameras. So we have 2 cameras in the front. We have a soft touch bumper all the way around, which is important if you have like sprinkler heads that stick up.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't need to impact it hard. And we have ultrasonic sensors in the front, and then our rain sensor as well. And this actually articulates. If I can show you this, so it'll go up, it'll go left, right, horizontally to
look at
follow
that.
the contour, and then it has a tension spring to keep the weight off the front wheels so they don't sink in.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah. One other really cool thing with this is it has accessory ports. So down here, we have an accessory port here and on the other side of Yarbo. So in 2025, spring of 2025, we're releasing an edger and trimmer. So we'll be able
You're
to...
kidding.
Yeah, no.
That is nuts. So when you've got your core Yarbo,
Yep.
you get the lawnmower,
Yep.
you'll then be able to put a string trimmer
A string
and an
trimmer
edger
and an edger, yeah. Those are our first like accessories to the M1.
for the mower. Okay.
Yeah.
So the mower is an accessory to the Yarbo.
Yep.
The string trimmer is an accessory to the mower to the Yarbo.
Correct.
That makes so much sense. Modular is awesome.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
so
yeah.
great.
Yeah, for sure. And then this is our what we call our Yarbo core, or the main body. So this has a couple of enhancements. The motors are 20% more powerful, It has quick release tracks. So these are our turf tracks made for delicate lawns. You take off these 4 screws, loosen 1 bolt. It takes about 5 minutes to change the track to the snow track for the winter.
Oh,
time.
that's smart. I was going to say those look different from ours. So that clearly explains that.
Yeah, for sure. The other really big difference is back in the back here. We added 2 cameras in the back that are also heated. So Yarbo can now cut the lawn going forwards and backwards, has reverse obstacle detection, and this port is a really big deal. So Yarbo is now modular in the front and in the back.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are you mounting in the back without
Sure.
that mounting gear? What are you putting out back that's going to be using that port?
Yeah, so we can show you in a minute, but the leaf blower, certain modules have to go in the front, like the lawnmower, the snow blower.
Sure.
But then in the back, we have the leaf blower, so if you want to keep the lawnmower attached and have the leaf blower, you can.
I didn't know that. So we can
yeah.
leave the lawnmower on, add the leaf blower, and it will do both.
Correct.
Now, does
Correct.
it do any of that at the same time, or is it going to mow the lawn and then go blow leaves?
It's going to mow the lawn and then do the leaf
Okay.
blowing. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but not needing to take that apart
Correct.
every time is huge.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, I
and we
love
see
that.
for like the snow blower, and we're actually developing and releasing next year our granular spreader, right? So figure like rock salt in the wintertime and pre-emergent things like that on the lawn.
Yeah.
And then liquid sprayer that'll attach to the back, and you can have your snow blower
That
on the
is
front.
so cool.
Yeah. The other big deal is this little antenna.
That's new.
Yeah, so it now uses Bluetooth for connectivity to make it a much more streamlined process.
Okay.
But this little antenna is actually something called Wi-Fi Halo. So it gives us up to 32 acres of coverage on your property. So now we don't have to worry about getting Wi-Fi out or anything like that. It actually creates its own network. You can even take Yarbo and teleoperate it and see what its camera's seeing. And
You're
actually,
kidding.
yeah. So we can show you that in a minute too. That's a big deal too, though, because everyone worries about connectivity and getting the signal across.
Yep. Especially if you're covering that much space.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't even know it could do that. Awesome. Okay, can we go take a look at the blower?
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
want to see that next.
Sure.
All right, so this is the Yarbo leaf blower, right? And I
Yep.
see that you have it mounted. Do you call this the front or the back of the Yarbo?
Correct. So that is the front.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, this core can actually move in each direction because it has cameras in the back. So certain tasks it can do front or back.
Okay, so we've got it mounted in the front right now, though.
Yep.
Awesome. And I see, so it's blowing one direction.
Correct.
So is this going to use the same kind of intelligence that it uses when it's blowing snow to automatically blow the leaves where I want the leaves, or how will that work?
Yeah, so similar. So basically, Yarbo can go from, say, one side of your property and blow the leaves the other way, right, to the other side.
Sure.
And it'll use its camera to know, how far it's blowing the leaves to cut the power down when it gets to the edge, right? Yeah. So
Dude.
it has, because we have the side cameras, right?
So it doesn't just run at full speed the whole time?
Correct.
Wow,
Correct.
all right.
The other thing that we could do is we can do spiral mode, where it'll start on the outer perimeter and then blow all the leaves into a pile in the middle of your yard.
That's cool.
Yeah, or the reverse. If you have a tree line and you want to blow the leaves
Which
there.
is what we do, yeah. We're blowing
yeah.
the things to the edge would be great. So it would start in the middle and just keep working its way out and push all the leaves out.
Correct.
Oh, that's great.
Correct.
So when you mentioned the camera's watching like how far it's blowing them, so
Yep.
is it watching to see that the job's done? So like is it going to make multiple passes if there's still leaves? or-
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
That's way smarter than I thought it would be. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
we're trying.
That's pretty great. Again, the things you guys have done with Yarbo has already been brilliant. I've told you in the past
Yeah.
that just
Appreciate
clearing
it.
snow, I think, is the most insane endeavor to want to try to do that using autonomous robotics. And the fact that you pulled that off is amazing. So for you guys to be able to figure this out too, I just assumed that you'd have a set track and it's just blowing. But if it's actually looking at the job it's doing, that is a whole new level. That's really amazing. So what is this piece down here?
Sure. So this piece is called our Smart Assistant. So basically, when you buy a Yarbo, if you just want to get into a Yarbo and you buy the main body, you'll get the main body, the wireless docking station, what we call our data center for connectivity, and you'll get this Smart Assistant cover. So what this will do is it's a couple of sensors, a headlight, and cameras. That'll give Yarbo the ability to follow you around the yard.
And like pulling a wagon, that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Oh,
So
I
Yarbo
love that.
can tow up to 3,500 pounds.
That is crazy. I still don't understand how this little thing's doing that.
Yep. So actually, it'll also enable something called tow mode. So if you have a leaf sweeper, right, and anything you tow with a universal ride-on lawnmower type attachment, you can attach to Yarbo.
And it will pull it too?
It'll pull it, and then you can say, I'm pulling
figure out the
something.
pattern and everything.
Yep, I'm pulling something 4 feet wide. I want a 1 foot overlap, and it'll go do it autonomously. And the final thing that allows you to do is patrol mode. So you can set a schedule, say at night, and Yarbo will patrol your yard. If it sees an animal or a person, or you pick, it will make an announcement. It has stereo speakers, so it'll say, you know, the owner's been notified, a picture's been taken, please leave the property immediately. You'll get a prompt on your phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you can decide what to do from there. It actually also has, as I mentioned, stereo speakers, so you can actually use it to play music as well, which is just a fun feature.
Why
you know?
not?
Yeah,
Right?
why not? Exactly. Exactly.
All right, now I see next to you, of course, is we have the snowblower attachment.
Yep.
Which we've been using with ours. Again, remarkably intelligent. We don't have a standard square or rectangle driveway. We have a massive round roundabout. And for that thing to be able to intelligently grab all that snow and move it off of the roundabout out of our way, we were shocked. I mean, we had two big snowstorms this last year. Both times I was able to walk out, turn it on, and say, go get it done. And it got it done. And like magic, you head back out an hour later and your driveway is just clear. Like, I was just shocked by it. I don't know how you guys do that with how complex it is riding on snow, different types of snow.
Yep.
But it did it. It did it without a problem both times.
Yeah, so this year we have a couple of improvements to the snowblower. So the first obvious one is the chute. So previously we had a plastic snow chute. It didn't perform as well in wet snow because it doesn't get down to the ambient temperature as quick as steel does. Also, we'd have every once in a while someone would take a river rock and blast it through our plastic chute. So we went with steel. That's actually a really big upgrade. The other thing is we have this integrated bar here. We have 2 cameras in the front now, like every other module, so obstacle avoidance is something that's much improved. Works just like how our eyes work. They're heated, of course. And the last thing is not really something that you would maybe notice, but last year a lot of people were lifting this up by the bumper, even though we had a remove button there. Do not lift.
I've never lifted mine.
Yeah,
for what it's worth, I promise. But yes, it is it looks like a great handle.
Yeah, so this one you can lift by it.
You can. Oh, that's great.
It's absolutely fine. Yeah.
It's just too tempting. It
correct.
looks like a handle.
Yep. So a lot of refinements.
Awesome. This is exciting.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a tour of this. But before we go, talk about what's next. You guys have had plans for a while now for many different attachments. What's the next attachment we can be looking forward to?
Sure. So in 2025, the winter of 2025, so about a year from now, let's say. So there's 2, right? 2025 in the spring is the edger and the trimmer. The end of 2025 is for the winter, is going to be the liquid sprayer and the granular spreader.
Awesome.
And we do.
So this is going to go down the driveway. It's going to clear the snow, but then it's going to also apply salt or
liquid brine.
Yeah.
Yep. And those are dual season. So you can use them in the winter for that, and you can use them for the lawn, right? Pre-emergent, post-emergent, in granular or spray form.
So my last question, looking at the mower attachment, this is overall, when you add the two together, it's a fairly big robot, where I'm used to seeing lawn robots are these tiny little, slightly larger Roomba kind of things.
Yeah.
So can I use this in a residential application where I've got a small yard in the front and the back? Is that still applicable to that?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of our customers actually have small yards because they put the most value on the snowblower. That's the one thing they don't want to do.
Right? So that's why we got the first one in the first place.
Correct. So then getting the lawnmower, right, is a cheaper investment, but yes, it can do small yards. That's something that's actually really important to say, because Yarbo is a big machine, but it can navigate very delicately on the lawn. And we put a lot of effort into the algorithm to allow that to happen.
Can it go through gates?
We're actually working on a gate.
Cool.
Yeah, so we are working on a Yarbo gate because it has to be locking, right? If someone has a pool or young children or dogs.
Yes, I didn't think about that for sure.
Yeah, so
would this be like an attachment to a gate system I already have?
Exactly.
That allows it to go through on its own.
It'll be like a, so to speak, a cutout that you'll put into your own fence, whether it's vinyl or wood, and that will be an active gate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks again for your time. Really appreciate it. We're big fans. This is really, really exciting to see these new attachments actually working. But anyways, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, pleasure.
Hope you have a great show.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, guys, we've seen a ton of stuff so far here at day 2 of Equip, but we can't forget the Platinum Tool Deal, right? So this week, With our code, the first 25 people to use it at ohiopowertool.com will be able to use it to save $50 off a $100 purchase or more of DeWalt. Anything from DeWalt in stock. So tools, accessories, all yours. But remember, only the first 25 people to use it can use it.
The code you need is TS25476.
Good luck, guys. Now, if you guys have ever watched our show before, you know we have a Mowrator and a remote control mower that we are huge, huge fans of. We've used it in ditches and other places that other mowers won't go, and we love it. We found the Mowrator booth here, and I met an interesting new friend. This is Hugh. Hugh is one of the original backers for the Mowrator, and he's really, you've done a lot more with yours than I've done with mine. So give us a quick intro for those who don't know what the Mowrator is. Give us an intro to this amazing machine.
Mowrator is an exceptionally interesting machine because it does slopes, it does regular grass, it doesn't matter. It does it. The difference, there are two models. One is a 4-wheel drive, so it will go up very steep slopes. The 2-wheel drive version is used for like a more flat kind of lawn. There are sensors, it's safe, it's got all sorts of safety features because this is a remote controlled unit. You get a little used to it, but the neat part, you give this thing to a 16-year-old and because the gaming is on.
They can't wait to mow the lawn all of a sudden.
Game is on with a 16-year-old and they will just take it and bop, 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 and their parents are sitting there trying to figure it out. So I've used it that way I live in Tennessee and we have lots of slopes. Then I've also put on
I noticed this back. So this is yours, right? You actually put a strong mount on the back. So what do you pull with that?
That you can pull. I've pulled my log splitter. I've pulled planter. I've pulled my sprayer on the back, and it does great. That way you're not walking through spray. You're not getting into the grass the same way as if you were walking through it. So that works. Then you got to have fun. You really have to have fun with one of these.
You're already using a remote control mower. That's not fun enough?
Oh, we go more.
Oh, I want to hear it.
We just
so
go
what
more.
do you do?
So one of the things I've done, and you can see the white little patches there.
Oh yeah, is that Velcro?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so what do you stick there?
I'm a droney.
All right.
I have a number of drones, and I took my FPV, my first-person view drone, put it on there, got back, sat on my porch, and I was looking through the goggles and could mow the lawn in first-person view.
FPV lawn mowing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was great.
All right, Hugh, you win. You absolutely win. I was super impressed. We have a 4-wheel drive model as well. Again, we use ours in ditches, really steep ditches that normally no one can even take a walk behind mower on. This thing has no problem going down and coming right back out. We love it.
Absolutely.
But I never thought of FPV. Now you got me dreaming of like sitting up my porch and heading down to my neighbors. I'll get that done too.
Or you couldn't watching TV out of the window looking up.
Hugh, it was great to meet you.
Good
Thanks
to meet
for the
you.
tour. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I'll be looking for more posts on things you do with this guy. All right, guys, we're in the Milwaukee booth with Bradley here, who's going to talk about Milwaukee's solution for helping landscapers go from gas, make that jump from gas to battery. So, Bradley, thanks for being with us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
This setup looks amazing and exciting. Tell us exactly what Milwaukee's plan is to help landscapers make that transition.
Yeah, so a really big consideration when you're converting from gas to battery equipment is how many batteries, how many chargers do you need to get through that full day of work? And what we've found through a lot of research is there's just not a single solution.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Different size crews, different amount of jobs each day, that kind of stuff. Sure.
And so we've innovated in a couple of different areas and announced several new products that really optimize a couple of different scenarios.
All right.
The first one is charging overnight. This is where we see most people charging their batteries right now, and why we've introduced our new M18 6-bay daisy chain charger that lets you charge 60 batteries on a single 15 amp circuit. So our last pack out charger, that was 18. You could only plug 3 into a single circuit.
Yeah.
This one is over 3 times as many batteries.
So
right?
is this automating the running in sequential, charging everything overnight?
Yeah, so it's got 2 modes, a nighttime mode where you can chain 10, or a daytime mode where you can daisy chain up to 4 of them, and it'll go to a rapid charge rate. And you can really think of each side as its own charger.
Okay.
So it'll charge 1 battery on each side, and it'll go 2, 2, and then 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. And how many of these you can do up to 60 batteries?
Yeah, 60 on a single 15 amp circuit.
Wow.
And so for landscapers who generally may not own the location, right, rent or work with a landlord, that landlord really doesn't want to pay for an infrastructure upgrade or call an electrician, right?
So this is running on a standard outlet.
Yeah.
And to give you guys perspective, this right here, so we've got 10 of these, this is 60 M18 batteries. Running that, charging them all overnight on one outlet's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So that's the first one for that overnight charging. Scenario number 1, get the most out of your circuits.
All right, I'm going to get out of your way over here.
Scenario number 2 is on-site access to power, combining multiple chargers, and really creating custom setups for unique needs.
Okay.
And so that's why we've introduced our power manager here. And so the way this device works is you plug in any combination of battery chargers, it'll go through and detect exactly what's plugged in and how much power it's pulling.
Really?
And then it'll energize the largest number of outlets possible without overloading that circuit. And then it'll just constantly monitor how much power is being pulled. And once it detects the battery's done charging, it'll automatically move on and add more outlets.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this really effectively lets you combine multiple types of chargers. You're on site and you have access to power. Grab a couple superchargers, turn around those batteries as quickly as possible, and still have space for those big bulk chargers overnight.
That's awesome. Oh, that's really clever.
Yeah. And then the final area over here, scenario number 3, is on-the-go charging. So that really means unlocking the ability to recharge in the mobile setting. And, you know, we're really big believers that this is going to be the future of how people charge for landscaping.
And this is the new carry-on that has a massive battery inside it,
Yeah,
right?
so it's the roll-on, bigger than the carry-on.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the roll-on.
Yeah, so in here
Thank you.
we've got a 2.5 kilowatt-hour red lithium battery core and a 3,600 watt inverter with 2 20-amp duplex outlets on top. And so what this basically is a big battery generator, right?
Yeah.
And so for a landscaper, it may look something like going to your first property of the day, mowing, trimming, blowing, discharging your M18s, bringing them back to that base station in your trailer, plugging them in and charging them to get that battery ready for the next job, the next property.
Yeah. So this thing, clearly being a large battery by itself, is doing the charging in between stops even on your trailer.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then at the end of the day, it's got an AC inlet on the side. You plug that in, it'll charge the big battery inside and the small batteries on top. Everything's ready for the next morning.
Very cool. Awesome, man. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Really appreciate the walkthrough.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this year's Equip Expo.
I want to thank our sponsors, Flex, Ego, and Ohio Power Tool, for continuing to support our show and our community of tool fans.
All right, guys, if you can, do something kind for your neighbors this weekend. And Sarah and I will see you next week.